Hi guys, welcome to another video. Recently, I had to eat my words. I said I would never buy a bucket bag, and then I went and bought one. So it got me thinking, which other trends or styles have I said that I will never buy? So none of these I have bought as yet, but it just got me thinking. There's lots of different trends and styles that I have said no to. So I have 10. I have 10 different styles that I do not have in my collection. However, keep watching till the end because I'm going to tell you which one of these styles I'm actually quite interested in now. So I'm going to be eating my words again. So let's get going. So the first style of bag that I have said no to, and I do not have anything like this in my collection and never have, is shearling. I just don't think it's worth it. We live in such a climate in the UK where we have so much rain. Yes, we have cold weather, so shearling in the winter will look amazing. But yeah, no, where I live, it rains too much and you wouldn't be able to take that bag. You would ruin it, particularly if you got it in a white shearling or a cream colour, which is obviously the ones that you probably will go for more. So for me, it's never, ever been on my radar. I was somebody that lived in a climate where, I don't know, if I lived in Switzerland or somewhere like that where you get a lot of snow but probably not too much rain. I don't know, I'm making this up. But I could see it in a beautiful ski resort with your big shearling coat or your, I don't know, teddy coat and then a shearling bag, or I don't know, I think they look amazing. I just would not spend the amount of money for the wear that I would get from it living where I live. So shearling is a definite no. So the second style or trend of bag that I do not have in my collection, and these are everywhere and have been for a while, is what I call the half moon shape or the crescent shape. So I'm talking about things like the Fendigraphy, or maybe I think there's an LV bag that I was lusting after for a while. I never bought it, and that was the over the moon bag. And then there's the loop bags. There's quite a few, and they just have that sort of crescent shape. And yeah, are these just a trend? I just don't know, like long term, whether these are going to look very dated or not. But I have never bought one, and whether I will. The third style and trend of bag that I have not ever bought into is sparkles, sequins, crystals, anything sparkly. It's just not for me. I'm very, very understated. Now, I did a video all based on quiet luxury versus loud luxury and all of that. So go check out that video because I think we all were part of that debate, weren't we? I am very, very quiet luxury. If you really, really have to label me, I'd rather you didn't label me because I'd like to be able to buy anything and everything I want, even if it's a contradiction. It doesn't matter. However, I think crystals and sequins, particularly in the brighter colours, are something that, yeah, I would find very, very hard to style. Now, I wear lots of very neutral clothes. As you can see today, even my more glam looks are usually black. So I could very well style something colourful, sequin, sparkles, all of that quite easily because it'll go amazing with black. But I find it very, very difficult because it's not really me. It's a bit too loud, just a bit sparkly. I think they're beautiful. I really, really do. I think the Fendi baguette and the sequins, there was an acid green and there was a purpley colour, not the purple rain one, that's beautiful, but there was more of a lavender lilac-y purple. And then there was like a Tiffany blue. Oh my goodness, they were beautiful. I could be really, really tempted. But I know it would sit up here somewhere and it would end up being a very, very, very expensive ornament. So I just don't think they're for me. So the next style, the fourth style, is raffia or wicker or woven bags. I don't have any. I don't have a straw bag. I don't have, a raffia. anything. And I think they're absolutely beautiful. Dale has and Meredith, she has a few actually, I think, of the Wicker Lady Dior's. Oh, they're just beautiful. And then, in fact, Steph from Handbagaholic, she put on her stories on Instagram the other day um, a capucine. So it's one of these LV capucines. I'll put a picture here if I can find it in the Wicker. My goodness, I don't know if it was in the BB size or an MM size. It was incredible. So why have I never bought one? The same reason that I haven't bought a Shearling bag. For me, a raffia, a woven, I think it's more of a summer vibe, a summer look. And even in the UK, even in the summer, it can be very, very rainy. And I just wouldn't trust myself to take that out at any length of time. So I just think it would be, again, very, very expensive for the odd occasion you could use it. I understand why Dale and Meredith would invest in them. They live in Australia. They get amazing weather. I think if I lived in a climate like that, I would be buying so many of them. I love the look of them. Whether they're quite boxy to use, I don't know. I haven't properly looked into them. However, yeah, I just don't think it. And some of them as well, they're quite hard to take on holiday because they are so big and boxy. If I was getting any of them, would I go for something that's more smushy and you could smush down in your suitcase and then use it abroad? Maybe. I think taking one of the very boxy, like the Lady Dior or the Capucines, would be a real pain to travel with. So, yeah, they're just too much money for the amount of times I would get to use them. Number 5 is puffer bags or pillow bags or whatever you want to call them. Those padded, really, oh, they're beautiful. I really, really love the look of them. Just about every fashion house has done a version of these. Prada have just brought out their new, I don't know what it's called, but I'll put a picture here. It's very 90s or even early 2000s. There's the Lulu bag, there is in the puffer Lulu. There's I think it's called the Softie from Mulberry. There's loads. There's loads of those sort of real squashy puffer bags. I think Loewe do one as well, and they are so tactile. I keep doing this because they are so tactile and they are beautiful. And I really like the Mulberry one, I have to say, for the price of it. However, for me, again, it lends itself to winter. And I know you could get it in a light colour, and there's nothing saying you can't use it whenever you want. But for me, because it's that puffery style, it reminds me of the puffer jackets and the quilted coats, and I just feel it's winter. And I just try not to limit myself in what I'm buying. And for me, just use them all the time. So I think that's what stopped me. And also, they tend to be a lot smaller inside than you realise. I think it's called the Softie or the mini Softie or the little Softie or whatever the smaller one is. It's a really lovely sized crossbody bag. But then when you actually open the flap, there's hardly any space inside of it because most of it is the puffer side of it. So yeah, it's very, very tight to get your things in. And then when you go up a size, it's actually quite a big bag, and it doesn't have a crossbody strap. It's a shorter strap. So that bit of it's put me off. The YSL version, I think it's just called, is it the puffer bag or is it the puffer Lulu? Anyway, whatever it's called. I remember trying this on in Harvey Nichols in a bright pink. And it's not overly puffy. It's not that exaggerated puffy. It's just a little bit puffy. And that one I actually did quite like. Do I like it enough to buy it? Well, I haven't so far, have I? So maybe, and maybe not. Number 6, backpacks. Now, you'll all be screaming at the screen, you have a backpack. Yes, I do have a backpack, but I didn't buy it. My husband bought it for me as my first ever designer handbag. And I don't like it. I've never liked it. I don't like backpacks. I am the worst person in the world and the most ungrateful. However, there's a reason I didn't have any backpacks at that point in time. And there's a reason that I have, since that day, which is 25 years ago, maybe nearly 30 years ago, I haven't bought one since. I don't like them. I don't ever like any of the backpacks. They're just too casual. I don't like a bag being on your back because of security. It's fiddly to get in and out of. you're taking it off your back, you're having to rummage in it, putting it back on your back. Even if you wear it, you know, like the Palm Springs mini backpack, everybody was going crazy over them. And I just didn't really like them. Sorry, everybody. I just didn't really like them. And most people use them as a crossbody. And I kept thinking, what is the point? Why not buy just a crossbody bag that's actually a nice shape that you can use? And I know that everybody liked that shape. I just didn't. So backpacks. The seventh trend or style of bags that I have said no to is the luxury designer bum bags. I just don't see the point. And I love a bum bag. Don't get me wrong. I have a few, but they are cheap, inexpensive sports ones that I actually use to take to the gym or I go walking with. I can put all my things in. They're water resistant, so you are not worried about ruining anything while you're out walking, getting muddy, anything else that's happening. You can keep all your things in it easily. You are hands-free, so you can do your exercise. Yeah, they're fantastic. Why on earth would I pay £1,000 or £1,500 for a Louis Vuitton one? And I know there's lots of irrational things going on, and there is a video coming all about that. However, so wait for that one. I don't know, that might be out already. If it is, I will link it here. If not, it will probably be the next one. However, yeah, I just would not pay that for a bum bag when the only time I would use the bum bag would be for sort of leisure activities. I can't see me going shopping or sightseeing or going for lunch or what else. I don't even know what else I do. I can't imagine using a bum bag. For me, it'd just be a crossbody bag. So, yeah, bum bags are a definite no. Okay, the eighth style or trend of bag that I have said no to is animations on bags. Really sorry. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I love the Loewe puzzle bag. I love how clean lines it is. I love how easy it is to use, how understated it is, how it's beautiful quality, beautiful leather. But yeah, again, it's quite understated. And then they stick a great big animation on the front of it. And I'm sorry, I know loads of people love these animations. I just don't like it. I just don't understand it. I don't understand cartoony graphics. I know Gucci did like a Disney version of things. I remember people going mad for Donald Duck on the Gucci Princetown loafers. I'm really sorry. Want to offend anybody. I just don't like them. The new Kusama collection, drop 2. No. All these weird fishes and faces and pumpkins. I could just about get on board with the polka dots because that was just dots and it was colourful. I wouldn't invest in it. It's not for me. But the animations, no, I just don't like them. I'm really sorry, but that is a definite no for me. Okay, the ninth trend or style that I've said no to is literally patterns. And what I mean by that, I don't mean animations. What I mean is bags that are more than one colour. So they are not just purple or beige or black or navy. Now, the nearest I would get to a pattern or a colour, like more than one colour, would be monogram or damier bean or damier azur, as we've got up there. For some reason, in my brain, and again, irrational thinking, they don't feel like a pattern. They're just a monogram. I don't know. However, if a bag had, like, again, let's go back to Loewe puzzle bag, and I'll put some here. When they've got 2 or 3 colours within the actual patchwork of the bag, or if it's got a much more colourful colour palette to it, I just would not know how to style that, because even though I wear a lot of very neutral and plain colours, I don't wear a lot of patterns, so I'm not clashing pattern on pattern. I still wouldn't know how to style something. If I had something that was a yellow and a green, and I might love the look of it, but I wouldn't know how to put that, because against black it's adding another dimension, another colour. I always like to like one pop of colour against, that's just me, I'm very boring, but I like one pop of colour against a plain background. I don't know how to style something. If I had a bag that was, I think that's why I didn't go for the Kusama collection with the dots, because there were some of those bags and I didn't really like them, to be fair, but it's a good example of one that I just wouldn't know how to style. Was some of they were like red and white dots. Now I do like red, and obviously white is perfectly fine, but if I had a red and white bag, I wouldn't know how to style it because I don't wear white very often in order to match to the white of the dot. And I think a red and white against black, I don't know. I just find it really, really difficult if there's more than two colours going on. So a colour of your outfit and the colour of the bag, that's as much as I can do with colour. And maybe that's just my way. But I find it really, really difficult. So I like tones on tones. So, we talks about different shades of grey, but I have lots of different shades of grey. And I quite like those different textures or different tones, all of the same colour palette. I can work with that. I can work with that. But when you're adding a lot of different things in, yeah. So patterned bags in general, yeah, I can't do it. And the 10th and final style of bag that I've said absolutely no to is the Vanity or Lunchbox shape of bag. So these are particularly I would say the Vanity bags. So I love a Vanity. I would love a Nice BB or a Nice Mini for my makeup. I just think they are stunning. I've got a story about the Nice BB. I did buy it. I did send it back. Anyway, that's for another video. However, I regretted that. So yeah, I do wish that anyway, I do love the shape of a Vanity, but not as a bag. I think as a makeup bag, absolutely amazing. As a bag, how much of a pain is that? It's boxy, it's gonna like swing, it's gonna just be, it's gonna not feel that comfortable, but it's also, how you get in and out of it. You've got to do the zip. You probably need 2 or 3 hands to do it all. Too much of a faff, too much of a pain. Lunchboxes are similar but slightly different. Obviously, the way they open, they're sort of open with the zips round and then it sort of falls open a little bit. Either way, an absolute faff. Not for me. So at the beginning of the video, I did promise to tell you which one of these trends I might actually be interested in at some point. So yeah, which one of these is gonna have me eating my words where I've said no to these. So I've already eaten my words with the bucket bag. So which is next on the list? Well, it's the half moon bag. I still like the Louis Vuitton one. I just do. So we will see. It's never got to the top of my list. I also like the Fendigraphy. I do. I really like the Fendigraphy. And I also like, it's sort of the same shape, that crescent shape in the Jodie, but I'd like the bigger size Jodies. So it'd be more of a hobo bag, but it's still that sort of crescent moon shape. So watch this space to see where I'm going to be eating my words next. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another one.